As an independent writer getting ready to release their second book, I thought I would run through all the really fun things you get to do when you're an independent writer without a publisher. First is writing the manuscript, which you get to do all by yourself. And then when you're done with that, you get to read it, and then you read it again, and then you read it again, and then you read it again. And then, if you're lucky, you can have somebody else read it, and then you make those changes, and then you read it again and again. And then once you've read it enough times that you're questioning if it's even good in the first place and you just want to shoot yourself in the face, that's great. You've made it to the copy editing stage, which you go and look for all the little commas, misspelled words, and all the grammatical shit that writers don't care about but have to do. After you're happy with the content and you've done your copy edit, then you get to go and format the book, which this part, it's kind of fun, but at the same time, it's really not. You have to make sure that you're following the page setup guidelines that your publisher is going to be using, or your print house, or whatever you're doing, or else it will not print right. So you will input your manuscript, and then I like to go back in and make sure that there's no formatting issues. So here you go. I read it again. And then, just to punish myself a little bit further, after I have everything in here, I go and read it again. And I will probably do one more copy edit before I call it all done, because if I go through and I change even one sentence, in my mind, that means that I have to read the entire book again and make sure that I didn't mess anything up. Then there's the fun part of designing the cover. I'm getting ready to do this in a couple weeks. I like to actually shoot my covers. I like them to be photos. You can do a graphic design or a cartoon element if you want to. If I go that route, which I have in the past, I will first photograph it and then I will digitize or do a graphic design version of the photo. I just like to have a physical photo either as the cover or as a reference. So I will be posting more about that when we actually go in for that shoot. And then after you've gone through the nightmare of setting everything up with your publisher, which I'm not going to go into on this one, there is not enough time, you do get to have the actual really fun part, which is a finished copy of your book, and you get to put it in your hands and you get to sell it to people that want to read it. And that is the best part. It makes everything worth it. I highly recommend. My second book will be coming out soon, and it should hopefully be just as beautiful as this one. These are my friend's feet. I would give her a shout out, except she does not want people knowing that's her feet, so I won't. But if you're interested in checking out my first book, they're available on Amazon. It's called Beyond the Fence, and it will look just like this.